And welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new DJI Mic 2. Now, if you guys are brand new to the channel, consider subscribing, and if you guys are a return subscriber, welcome back. I am always interested in checking out some new stuff from DJI because they always have some pretty good stuff, and we are going to do a comparison from new to old. And I gotta say, there's a difference. There's a lot of difference. Now, there's a lot of people that have already done so many different reviews, so many different comparisons, so many different stuff on everything that you can do with this. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be very raw. I'm gonna plug it onto my phone because a lot of people are using this on their phones, maybe some of their GoPros or some other cameras that they're using, Osmo Action. So yeah, so out the box, this is gonna be your all-in-one, ready to use, high quality audio recording. It's got some AI stuff in there where it automatically muffles stuff. So it's got intelligent noise cancellation, so that way it's crystal clear vocals. Now, I do have a couple negative things on that, but we'll go through that in a bit. You'll actually hear my voice and you'll hear the difference. It is 32-bit mode, 14-hour interval recording, and 32-bit float internal recording. 250 meters, which is about 820 feet range. That's a long distance between the receiver and everything. So 18-hour battery life. I did get the Creator one, so I got like a case, some of the muffles and everything. So I'm not going to go into details. It's just going to be straight up mic comparison. Now for this one, because I am using an Android, I do have the USB-C already connected to this thing. So there it is right there. And it's pretty simple when it comes to some of these devices. I'll show you guys here the second camera so that way you guys can see exactly how this looks like. So when you push it in, there it is. Everything looks like it's all connected. The only thing I do say is after a couple years, maybe, I don't know, maybe about a year, I would say, when you put it in, it doesn't, sometimes you have to like push it down, and people are saying maybe it's this. I've tried taking this thing off, and I've noticed even then sometimes it doesn't sync all the way. There it goes. So sometimes just by moving it a little bit, it helps. I've tried adjusting some of the stuff, but I think it's just maybe from the wear and tear. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed. So first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take this out. I'm not gonna go into all the details within the swiping down, all the different levels, and I'm not gonna go through all the details of any of that stuff. I'll just let you guys play with that, but it's just gonna be a straight raw test on the mic. So it's pretty simple. I'm just gonna plug it in just like this, and I'm gonna switch over here to the microphone. So all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, testing. 1, 2, 3. I forgot to grab the mic. 1, 2, 3. So this is how the DJI mic sounds like. Straight plugged in. I'm on mono +1. I'm switching over to this mic so that way you guys could hear that video over there. I have the second video here, and then that way you guys could hear the difference between the Shure mic, which I still need to set up properly because I've done some modifications here. And now switching back to this mic, the DJI One. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna talk about the receiver at all for the other one. I'm just gonna plug it in and I'm gonna start talking on it, and then you tell me if there's a difference. Okay, so now I am using the DJI Mic 2. This is the second one. Can you hear a difference? Can you hear a difference between the first one and the second one? I do have them both plugged in so that way you guys could hear the difference between the 1 and the 2. So this is the second one. That way you guys know I have the second one in here. Now, of course, I don't have the pop filter. I don't have the muffler for wind or anything like that. So just making sure you guys could hear me on the difference. What do you think between the 1 and the 2? It's supposed to be with that noise assistant intelligence thing, so it's supposed to sound better and cleaner. I find it that it also brings my volume down when I'm outside. So yeah, let me know. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is, now that you've heard me plug it into the phone, I'm just gonna hit the record button and then just talk to it directly, and I'm gonna use this audio so that way you guys could hear it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the mic on this. Testing 1, 2, 3. You see that little red light? That means I am recording, and now I am on this mic itself. I've noticed when I have it closer like this, it sounds pretty good if it's pointing directly. Once I have it here on attached to my shirt, sometimes it sounds slightly different, but that way you guys could see what the difference is. And then of course, if I have it a little bit further out, then you guys could hear what the difference is. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording on this one, and I'm gonna now set up the DJI Mic 2 and do the exact same thing. Okay, so I now have the Mic 2 set up. As you can see, the red light is attached on this one. I'm pointing it directly to my mouth. That way you guys could hear how it sounds, the difference between the 1 and the 2. Now again, if I do have it hooked up here to my shirt, if I have it clipped, does it sound different? What do you guys think within the different variations? That's how it's gonna sound like. Now, if I do have it pointed a little bit further away, how does it sound like? Is it the same? Is it different? What do you guys think with the different mics, not attached to the phone, just locally on the mic itself? Okay, so the other thing too, while we're there doing the 2 different mics, I want to show you guys both receivers real quick, so that way you guys could see what the difference is. So here is, this one here is mic 1, and this one here is number 2. So that way you guys could see the difference between 1 and 2. There you go. So with mic 2, it is, the receiver is definitely smaller. When I plug it in, it's a little bit, you kind of have to push it a little bit harder just to be sure that it's on. It does have that slide technology also, and you could mess with some of the settings here. And there it is, receiver settings, stuff like that. You also have a little rocker here that you can use. So if you want to set up like mono 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a lot of mics that you could actually set up. 12. It looks like you could set up to 12. Oh no, that's the dB levels. Okay, and then same thing here. You could mess with the gain. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So you'll have 2 options there. This one doesn't have that option. It just has that power, and it says just screen lock and then unlock. That's it. When I hit the power on this one, it does the screen lock and then unlock also, and that's pretty much it. So pretty good. They're very, very similar, and it has a lot of cool features. This one does have that shoe mount, so if you are plugging it into your camera, so your Sony, as I'm recording on this one, that's going to be the 2 differences. But if I do have both microphones right here, you could see this one's picking up a little bit brighter than this one. So yeah, so that's the biggest difference. Now, the other thing that I've noticed is when I'm recording with 1 on my phone, it sounds really, really good. When I'm recording number 2 on the DJI Pocket 3, I have to crank up the gain a little bit, which I know I have to mess with the gain here just a tad. That way it sounds a little bit brighter and not as muffled. So out the box, that's how it sounds like. Now, I'm gonna do one more test here. I'm gonna start recording on this mic now, so that way you guys can see. Okay, so I'm recording this one. As you can see, it does have this thing here. If I click on this setting, I have that mic, and then I have this guy right here. So I'm gonna crank up a little bit on that gain. So I have it at 6 right now. It looks like the mic is a little bit hot, but it should sound a little bit brighter. I'm right here on the M now. I'm just gonna move it up just a tad. Let's go up to maybe 4, and that way you guys could hear the difference. And I'm gonna hit it again. Let's go all the way up to 12. That way you guys could hear the difference. And let's come all the way down to the negatives. Let's come all the way down to -12. Can you guys hear the difference? Yeah, so there it is. All right, I'm gonna put it back to 0, and I'm gonna come down here to the bottom. I was at +6 on that gain, so I'm gonna move it up to +12. Now you can see I have the mic a little further down because I don't want to be extremely loud. I'm gonna move it all the way down to -12, and I can see already that that volume has turned tremendously way down. Okay, so big difference between the 2 mics. I gotta say, I do like my mic 1 With the phone, it just works super simple. The case, I actually like the case a little bit more than this one. This one seems just a tad bit bulkier. You can see the difference. It definitely is bigger. The width is somewhat the same. Maybe the one is slightly wider, but definitely the bottom one is bigger. I like this one just because it's a little bit more compact. Now the 2, it is like metal. You got this button here and it releases and it has all these options here. It definitely does feel bulkier, but it feels a little bit more premium. You get a little bit more from what you're spending. You just get a little bit more, so which is great. So let me know what you guys think. What do you prefer? Number 1, number 2, what do you guys like? I have my use cases for both of them depending on what I'm doing. If I'm using my cell phone, sometimes I just pull out the one, pop it in, and I'm done. I like right out the box, I know with the 2 I should be able to do a little bit more, and with the 2 it just makes more sense to be using more often now because it does have those upgraded stuff. I just have to level out some of the stuff there, and then I should be pretty much good to go. So out the box, what do you think? 1 or 2? Number 2 just has so much updates, or so much upgrades, I should say. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Try to get you guys here some of the latest, greatest stuff. With all that being said, you guys take care of each other. See you guys in the next one.